Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay, meeting. This meeting is a little bit earlier than normal due to Thanksgiving holiday. Go ahead and start. We have a safety share, which we're going to start all of our meetings with the safety share. I think Debbie Lovato has one tonight.
Yeah, so one thing that we see a lot of during the holiday season is a lot of vehicle burglaries because people are buying gifts and stuff like that, especially right now, getting so close to Christmas. So make sure if you do have gifts in your vehicle, put them in your trunk or somewhere where they're not visible or bring them inside. Another thing too is make sure that you're locking your doors to your vehicles at night. Nowadays, burglars just want to do a quick grab, they don't want to make a lot of noise, they're not really breaking a lot of windows now. So they'll just open the door, see if there's anything in there, rummage through it. Another thing that we've seen is that if you have your garage door opener in your car, that they'll do that, and then now they can get into your garage. I don't know how most people are, but some people don't lock the door from their garage to their house, so now it's giving them free access into the house. So my wife is notorious for not locking her vehicle, so every night I make sure her vehicle's locked, the garage door is shut, all that stuff. So just make sure, especially during the holiday season, that you do that, double check that stuff before you go to bed.
Great, thank you. That's a good share. Thank you, Debbie Lovato. Do you have any citizens communication? No? Okay. We're gonna go on to Nebraska Furniture Mart. I talked to Jim today. He has another engagement, so he'll not be here. He will join us at the December meeting. We did tour the facility 2 weeks ago. Really impressive. It's amazing. They're really coming along. So I think we mentioned this before, but the New Hope intersection and Blockhouse will be open about January 2027. So just keep that in mind. They have signage out there now, but it's still in the process. Okay. Let's go ahead to consent items. Do I have a motion to approve October 2025 regular meeting minutes?
Motion.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? So that's 4 ayes. Okay, let's go to the BHC Owners Association, Ms. Martin.
So our annual meeting is on this Saturday at the Pavilion at, excuse me, 9 o'clock. I believe we start at 10. There's no December meeting, and then January we'll go back to our regular schedule, and also that'll be our budget meeting.
Okay, thank you. Williamson County, Debbie Lovato.
Nothing really new to report. One of the deputies did work for the accidents that you were talking about last month. But other than that,
Great. Thank you. Report from Premier. Is Mark online?
Well, thank you. I'm sorry, trying to figure this out here.
That's all right.
So for the pools, everything's running as normal. We are in our winter schedule. So Apache is the pool that's open right now. We did have an issue on October 28th that we started seeing sand in the pool, and we kind of expected that after the repairs this summer because we needed to get it back open. So we made a epoxy repair to one of the lateral manifolds in there. Once we saw that, we were also having issues with balancing the pool. So we talked with Lisa and ended up draining about half the pool, refreshing the water to keep the chemical balance well. And we're able to repair the filter only closing one day. So we made that repair. Everything's back up and running normal, and we're good to go there. We also met with the amenities committee and are working on a bunch of proposals that we had talked about during the budget season. We should have quite a few of those for you at the December meeting. But a couple of things we're looking at is checking for leaks in both pools, replacing the sand in the filter at Tomlinson, doing some slide repairs and deck repairs are kind of the major ones, and also new lounge chairs over at Apache. Other than that,
great.
We're good.
Awesome, thank you. Where is the Liberty Hill? Where am I not seeing it?
It's down. That's down in amenities subcommittee item 15.
Okay, do we want to go ahead and cover that now? Since it's under pools, in case anybody has questions for Mark before you. So let's jump over to number 15. So there's a proposed agreement with the Liberty Hill Independent School District regarding use of Apache Pool. Lisa, would you like to give us an update on that?
Sure, we've got a request from a Joshua Geisinger, who's the coach for Liberty Hill, and wanted to see if he could utilize the pool at Apache. They are still a small outfit and do not have a pool currently, and we're wanting to look at utilizing it for the rest of November, December, January, and February. Right now, it is only gonna be practices only. They are looking at utilizing it from 7 to 8:30 in the morning, a little earlier if need be, but we can accommodate them. They do have a couple of Thursdays in there, but not too many that would actually cause any issues at all for any of us. And then depending on how that contract goes, they would like to come back in August and discuss maybe drawing out a contract from August through May of 27.
And there are how many swimmers?
Roughly 15 to 20,
Okay, great. And this year's no meets, just,
no meets.
okay, do I have a motion for consideration?
I'll motion for discussion.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, discussion.
I was wondering, so 7 to 8:30, did you say the days? I know you said some Thursdays.
So he has majority of Monday and Tuesdays. He does
Okay.
have a couple of Thursdays,
Thursdays.
Fridays, 2 Thursdays, 2 Fridays.
Okay.
But it's basically 2 practices in November, 6 in December, 9 in January, and 4 in February.
Okay, and this is kind of thinking out loud, so those are before the pool's open anyway, and it's roughly the same time as Leander High School used the pool for. Excellent. The only other question I had was that unless I had an outdated copy, I didn't see any money in there.
Yeah, we need to discuss that.
Okay.
So, Leander ISD was 40,000 for 3 years. I think they had more swimmers and they were utilizing it more than they had meets. So the amenity subcommittee talked about it a little bit. The first year would probably not be 13,000, we probably maybe do half that. And then see how it goes, and then the following 2 years, we could discuss upping that amount, but it's up to the board.
So, and this contract, you said is just until February? The use of the pool at least is
To the
until
end of
February,
February.
so it's no. When would they start using it?
So-
This
So
one?
17th of November, if we're able to work out all of the information.
Board members, just to confirm, what you have here is essentially a shell form agreement. I took the previous LISD agreement, which had been modified numerous times, and so I think it's in pretty good shape. But this does still contemplate, I think we weren't initially sure about meets, so there are references to meets in here, but there will need to be a couple modifications to it.
Okay, cause I was asking about why, what section 1.7 is parking at swimming, so we're not doing these, strike that.
Yeah. And this also this kind of contemplated a 3-year term, which is what we had, our last proposed deal with LISD was, so obviously we'll trim that down to just get us through the season that we said described.
Alright,
And for the record, no one else is using the pool from a school perspective at this point, right, okay.
So if we start with 40,000 from Leander, and that's for 3 years, a 3-year contract, it would be a third of that amount, because they're using it for 3.5 months
Yeah,
of 1 year, so you said half, 6 or 7,000?
yeah, I was thinking like maybe 6,000, we were originally thinking 7, but I mean, she actually listed the few days they're using it.
And they had requested initially only 3 to 4 lanes.
Yeah, so if we wanted the pool to be open, it could be for, well, you really don't wanna do that with minors and stuff.
I wouldn't-
Yeah,
Never mind,
yeah,
never mind.
you really-
Mix with-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore that.
And just to be sure, David Johnson, we had, the last LISD contract had envisioned a step up increase in years 2 and 3.
Sure. I was just trying to kind of do some methodology on how to get to a price compared to what we had before, so, and they're not even using it for meets and Leander did, so I think 5, 6, 7 is probably the right area.
Okay. Any more discussion? Okay, so the motion is for discussion, you made the motion?
I did.
Do you wanna, say contingent on Sean finalizing and working through the contract and putting the amount in there?
Yeah, do we wanna say, should the motion have a price range in it, you think?
Maybe 5 to 7,
Okay.
negotiate within that range.
Yeah, so I amend my motion to be that we approve the contract, pending Sean's edits and fine tuning, and then a price range somewhere between the $5,000 to $7,000 area.
Perfect, and then you second that amendment?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 4-0. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Priority Landscapes. There's a proposal in the packet.
Hopefully it's already been approved, it's only $400, so it's already been.
That's right, okay, so we Scott Shock?
Can I ask a question on
Yes.
that one? It said the BHC crew.
It's actually, it was Twin Electrics.
Okay, I just was wondering who that was.
Sure.
Okay, is there an update from Priority?
Clint is actually online.
Hi Clint, do you have anything to update us with?
No, good evening. We are on our winter schedule as well. Started every other week service, so twice a month in November and December for the rest of the year. And just right now battling leaves for about the next 2 or 3 months. Is the main focus. We did get flowers planted last week. If you noticed at Tonkawa, the entrance and in Cumberland, so.
Great, thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Tyler, the finance.
Hi, everybody. All right, so for bills and invoices, we have checks 10310 through 10343. That includes the supplemental packet that I sent to you yesterday. And we also have the Capital Projects Fund, check number 3015. That's for pay estimate number 5, payout 4. I do want to request board approval of an additional check that wasn't in the packet to priority. With the deadlines being pushed forward, this one was just after the cutoff, so it's just want to get that monthly check to priority. So if you guys would approve that.
It's in the supplemental.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's right, this is a new proposal passed.
Okay,
Also, for transfers, we have your regular monthly tax and transfer to your manager's account. For investments, we have 3 CDs, all hovering between 4 and 4.25%. And for tax collections for 2024, you're at 99.59%. And we're expecting to start making collections on the 2025 tax roll around December, January. That's when the majority of it comes in.
okay, great. So let's go ahead, before we approve bills and invoices, let's go to 12B and 12C. Let's talk about 12C first. Ben, do you wanna discuss that one?
Yeah. This is, from the large leak that we had underneath the playscape, that we rerouted the water line. So basically, this is like almost a week worth of our guys out there every day trying to solve the issue, detecting the leak, identifying it, and then rerouting it around the playset, so no active water line is running through the playset. And so that's what the 38,504 is that you're seeing, and I've gotten with David and Crystal on this, and we've all are in agreement, so I don't know if we need to make an approval on it right now, but.
Well, it's being part of the bills and invoices, I
Okay.
think, yeah. But we've signed it, we have a hard copy of the check here, so it's been signed.
And we already made approval of that.
Okay, thank you. We were out there today looking at the playscape and we said, I mean, it was really expensive, but it's kind of a blessing, rather than it exploding or breaking once the playscape was done, because that would have been a lot more expensive, so.
I do have one question, this is coming out of the bond proceeds for the work. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I figured wanted to confirm.
Okay, any other questions on that? Okay, and then let's discuss the, okay, sure, do I have a motion to approve that change order? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's 4-0. Okay, the other one is the pay estimate number 5, $168,317.10. So the amenity subcommittee has worked with Crystal quite a bit on this, and we met with Trent and David today. You can see in the packet, it says it's 61% complete. I'm hoping everybody got out there and took a look at it. It looks amazing. Right now, it's just even in the past week, there's been a big difference. And I was talking about, if you really look at it, there's still a lot more that needs to be done. But if you look at the effort of what they've done so far versus the effort of what needs to be done, it is closer to 61%. But a couple of things on that payout are contingent on a couple things being completed in the next 2 weeks. They had to go ahead and submit it to us a little early because our meeting's a little bit earlier. So the amenity subcommittee's recommendation is to go ahead and get approval, we'll, have it signed, and then Crystal will hold it and go out there with her crew and make sure that they do have the contingencies met, which would be the couple of items that we've talked about. In addition, they have our slides and all of our equipment. It is at their warehouse in Dallas. So we have asked for Crystal to get just insurance to make sure that it's insured at the warehouse. and that they have actually made payment for that, which I'm sure they have, because they have it in possession. Have those two documents, and then make sure they are truly at 61%, and then she can release the check, so it may not be for 2 more weeks. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the payout?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we can go ahead, do I have a motion to approve bills and invoices?
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Did I need to say anything else on the contingency? Did I cover that for now? And actually, I do need to say something. Crystal will work with the amenities subcommittee, and so we'll be in agreement, so. Okay, all right, thank you, guys. Professional services.
Memos in the packet, nothing to add.
Okay, hey Ben, again.
Sorry, again. I'll be brief, because it's a short month, we don't have our full packet. I'll have that for you at the December meeting. No update from Ernie with AT&T Fiber. And then just one item for approval tonight, it's just for Capital Hydrant to come in and survey all of your 216 fire hydrants. We recommend this is done every 5 years, and the last time it was done was 2019. So just looking for approval on that, and if it's approved tonight, I'll get with Rob with Capital Hydrant, and we're looking maybe January or February, just because he's so booked.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll motion it.
Second?
Second.
Great discussion?
I was looking at it real quick.
I remember going through that before.
Yeah,
Yeah, we budgeted for this one.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, I thought we had to talk about this when we were doing the budgeting work, we all were gonna do the hydrant testing.
Ben, I think you had to include like valve replacements if they needed to do it, right?
Yes.
That seems smart.
Okay.
There weren't any issues last year, or in 2019, because I know some of the fire hydrants are actually in a resident's front yard. What are issues with that?
I can look at our records, but I wasn't,
I'm the one that did that.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have any issues with it, as a
Okay.
matter of fact, doing it, after the fact, we actually had a fire in Blockhouse, and City of Cedar Park Fire had an issue with the hydrants, and after going back to Capital Hydrant, we found that it was actually the fire department and not the hydrant itself. So it's super beneficial to the district to go ahead and do that.
yes.
Absolutely, okay. All right, are we ready to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 4-0.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you gonna stick around?
Just, yeah, for a moment.
You know what, let's just run to 23 real quick,
Okay.
right? Isn't that where that audit is? Would that be the MS4? Yeah, so we were having a MS4 audit, how's that going?
So, Jonathan, I think with Quiddity has reached out. He said they were gonna be out here today.
Okay.
I haven't heard back from him, which is good. No news is good news.
Yeah.
But, in our professional opinion, we think everything should pass with flying colors, just because we see our facilities daily, and if they do have something, it might be like a minor, paperwork or something in the truck, or I don't foresee any issues, but I will contact him tomorrow and see what their status is.
Yeah, so, educate us a little bit, are they looking in stormwater drains during this audit? Are they looking in the creek, or what all are they looking at?
I can't go into full detail because I don't know, but I know if just, bird's eye view would just be the drainage, and then probably some safety things in our facilities.
Okay.
Maybe just the, condition of the facilities.
Okay.
But I can't really go into more detail on that.
Okay, if you could, come back next month and give us a little rundown. I know we've had some residents that are interested in just flow from possibly Nebraska Furniture Mart, which isn't the case. But I think people will be interested in knowing how that audit came out. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
yeah, all right, great, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Anybody else have any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay,
Thanks, Ben.
thank you. Okay, let's go to the proposal for Tomlinson Playscape signage. So this is last month, we had I think we showed a picture of it. A nice wooden structure. Trent, you can talk about it.
Sure, yeah, so the sign was good evening, everybody. Good evening. So the sign that was presented to the Park Subcommittee was a two-post wood sign with rope wrap and a sign panel. It was an aluminum sign panel with pin mounted aluminum letters, very kind of a detailed decorative text. The cost came back at north of $24,000, and I went, just like you guys did. We went back and looked at it and said, instead of doing an aluminum panel with aluminum letters, what if we used a company called iZone? They make it's a kind of a press printed plexiglass type material with, but it's printed on the inside. We use it for a lot of interpretive science, and that's really what they do. And so we're in the process of getting that back out in front of them to get the pricing updated for that. And unfortunately, Bethy's with TF Harper is working through that, and her father passed away, and she is out of the office, and so we've got a gap in time for you guys. But what I did in the meantime was I reached out to iZone just to ask, what is the cost of getting the sign, design? I said, what would the panel cost for you guys to fabricate and deliver on? And his estimate was right at about $2,000. So that's gonna bring the overall sign cost down to under $10,000, which, and it's probably closer to somewhere between 5 and 10, but I would, if you guys wanna get this going, he talked about timelines, so he's 5 weeks of fabrication time. We were expecting 2 to 3.
Wow,
He said now he's backed up, so he's literally at 5 weeks now, so, if you guys want to get this going, I mean, I would recommend that you guys go ahead and approve, maybe up to $10,000 max, approval on the cost of the sign, and we'll work on getting it, as long as we can.
Does that 5 weeks include the holidays? Because you're gonna have Christmas and Thanksgiving in there.
He just said he's 5 weeks right now, so.
Okay, all right, so do I have a motion to approve not to exceed $10,000? Because it would be great to go ahead and get this in. We don't have the exact verbiage, we showed you the front of it, which that won't change, but the back of it's gonna have a little history. So if we could just leave that to possibly your group and Lisa to approve.
We've actually written that up, so
Okay.
we've got a sample that, it was on that sign, was the second half of that sign panel, so it's there.
Okay.
But once they do a mock-up, you guys will get a final approval before it goes in, so they'll send us mock-ups, we can review the text, and you guys can sign off on that before they go into that.
Oh, perfect, so maybe we can even do that in December.
So the biggest final approval needs to happen then, I guess.
Well, the approval needs to happen now so that they can get working on it, right?
Yeah, because if not, we're missing a month and a month, so we can't get into production for them to, we really just need to get it into the workflow.
And it will be covered under bond money, it's a change order. So, do I have a motion to approve not to exceed 10,000? Crossing fingers, it's at 5.
Second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, 4-0. Thank you. Great. Proposal for the overlook, Chance Field.
So this is
Or-
still.
Oh, sorry, I said correct.
It says
We had a call with the Parks Committee last week to talk about this project and Taco as well, but as far as this project goes, we have, you guys have already approved a contract for us that included trail, part of the trail project, that was part of the bond. And so we have still money left in our schematic design fee, which was for all of the projects that we were looking at, which was Tomlinson, Tonkawa, Dog Park, and Trails. So the Trails portion of it, we had money left set aside in the schematic design phase, as well as construction documents, bidding, and construction oversight for Trails project. So what we talked with the Parks Committee about was taking that money from that and using it towards the trail connection and for the overlook behind the ball field. It's for us, there's no change in contract to you guys, and the scope is similar enough that we feel comfortable that we can cover that in the current contract without any other exposure to you guys.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no action needed on that then. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for jumping on that.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, yeah. I'd like to get as many of these projects done as we can. Okay, 16, Walker House Christmas light installation.
Do you want?
Yeah, I think, do we have anything else to cover?
No.
Do we,
Do you wanna give them a-
full day, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the only one, yeah, it's like-
but did we already cover, did we already cover that?
We. Go ahead, no, we didn't do 12 days, go ahead. Sorry.
I should see that.
Just an update.
Oh, an update.
We did the
No.
pay estimates, we did, yeah. just
Yeah,
wanted
no,
to-
Ursula, you covered it beautifully. We've had a lot of progress over the last 3 weeks since we met, but really a lot of progress in the last week. We've had a lot of vertical items go up, so the roof, we've had retaining walls, a lot of the posts, so a lot of great things coming in and additional materials. So we're still anticipating the third shipment to come in. Hopefully early December is what we're targeting, just being very conservative on that date. And otherwise, we are also, of course, tracking along an expenditure spreadsheet for all of the bond expenses, and we'll have that updated and be able to provide that to the subcommittee and then, of course, to the board.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
And thank you for the newsletter updates that you're giving us. Lisa's been
Absolutely.
putting them in.
Yes, I'll get the next one in tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Those pictures are fantastic, so all the
They
residents
are.
can see it. And we are receiving a lot of great feedback when people are walking by, like, wow, that is a big project, so,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Good
thank you
feedback.
all
Thank
for
you.
your early work. Okay, now we will go to the Walker House Christmas lights.
Now you
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey, y'all have a nice Thanksgiving.
Oh, almost here.
Do you have an update on the lights?
Yes, the community garden last year assisted us with lights and actually decorating the bridges. They're willing to come in again and actually decorate now the rock room area as well as the Walker House outside area, and then do a couple of bridges, I believe. And this is set up and take down. We do have in the fiscal year budget a $5,000 line item there, and they are willing to do the decorating and taking down.
Yeah, and I've already scheduled it with the committee, so we're gonna try to get some of it, Lisa was kind enough to get everything in the rock room now, so we can kind of look at what we have and what we need to do, but we'll definitely have it ready, time for Cocoa Christmas, and hopefully just the weekend after Thanksgiving, everything will be up. We are not gonna do lights at the entrances, one, just because we had so many electrical issues last year, and those lights were so old. So our focus is, like she said, is gonna be the bridges, and then the Walker House, and do some lights out front here. So this will kind of be the focus. Okay? Alright, that doesn't really need approval, right? Okay, amenity subcommittee report is in your packet, we met several times, we just have a lot of fun stuff going on. PR and communications.
If we could stop real quick on the amenities subcommittee, we did talk about the amenities having an ad hoc committee for the GM, or do you wanna talk about that under the GM?
Yeah, let's come down into the gym, because it kind of goes in line with the A,
Okay.
so, yeah, but thank you. Okay, PR and communications.
We don't have much to give an update on right now. We do have the December newsletter that is finished. The November newsletter has already gone out. And we are working diligently to get the conversion of the new website. You will see a mock-up website that will actually hold all of the necessities to keep us in compliance with TCEQ starting tomorrow. So we've got that information over the communication subcommittee, and we are working through that project.
Yeah, perfect, and you did a good job, who's the,
620 Studios?
no, the other one, the,
Granted.
yeah, they wanted 2,500 to download all the data, and Lisa went back and negotiated that down with our new vendor to 1,500, so good job for that. Okay, Director Schumacher, do you have anything to add?
I do not.
Okay. TDS. Did you cover it?
Yes, you can cover.
Oh, Director Johnson told me that there was something.
Do not even.
There, I didn't think there was anything unless you disagree.
So nothing to report.
I did forward one communication I received, so she would forward on to y'all.
Okay,
It's about
thank you.
here.
Yeah, we.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, alright,
Yeah.
just handed that over.
There may be something next month, depending
Okay.
on what happens and such.
Awesome, okay, we're gonna move on to TDS.
The report's in the packet.
Okay. I just have to give them a little shout out. I had curbside picked up today, and I guess I didn't actually put it on my curb. I kind of put it along my driveway going up, because I had like 12 bags and some stuff. And they rang my doorbell, and I'm hobbling on my crutches, and he's like, "You have to have this," and he's taking pictures of it. I'm like, "Well, let me go get my other crutch," and he's like, "No. And they went and like moved it all. So just a reminder to everyone that you do have to have it on the curb, so. But they were very sweet and they were very helpful.
You do a good job.
They do a really good job, they're very sweet guys. MS4 we already covered, report from professional services, do you guys have anything?
No.
Okay, we're gonna go to the general manager report, Lisa.
My memo should have been in the packet, I wasn't sure if it actually made it, but I didn't have any additional items to add to it. Clearly, we're getting ready for, as you mentioned, for Christmas. We did accomplish the winterizing for the district before our first small freeze that we had this past weekend, so nothing to report on that item.
Okay, so, 25A, so there was some discussion last month, about the Walker House hours. And, we had to make a quick decision because, we had signed the contract, but then they had not replaced the admin position in time. So there was a gap where we didn't have anyone. Then there was a time where there was training. So, we have the subcommittee, or committees who had been working with, the GM and with Andrew on this, and with Sean, talked about, it was probably just the best customer service to do by appointment, at that time. And so, there's two things here. One is, we like to have an ad hoc subcommittee that's admin subcommittee. And it really kind of deals with issues that, the Walker House staff is dealing with. It has nothing to do with the contract, it's just like if things like this come up. And then, and we can do a motion for that in a second. The second is, we would like to recommend that we do a 6-month trial of by appointment only. It doesn't mean, like, they're still here per the contract, they're here 2 days, and nobody's here on Friday. But they are out and about, they have meetings in here, and so, like, even if you go to DMV, you have to have, an appointment. Now, I've talked to Lisa, and she has said, people still come in, and they're not gonna turn them away, they're still gonna talk to them. But if somebody really needs to sit here and, you know, talk to them about something or get something, they can be prepared and set time aside, so they're not setting a meeting. I know that, we meet with Lovato here, and several times we've had people come in, which meant, you know, Amy had to run out or Lisa had to run out, and it kind of disrupts the meeting. So we would like to try by appointment, if, and see how that goes for 6 months. It's not a change to the contract doesn't say that they have to be here, yes, but it doesn't say you know, the language isn't in there, so, can I have a motion for discussion?
A motion for discussion.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
So you said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then nobody's here on Friday,
Yes, for the contract, yes.
right, with contract. I certainly don't mind experimenting. 6 months seems a little lengthy. But I guess we could also, if it goes poorly before then, we can just say, it's not 6 months.
We can bring back an
We're done now.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
How has it, during that time, whether it was by appointment only, what was the traffic like?
Well, we haven't actually, we have the sign on the door, but the
Right.
traffic has been somewhat minimal.
Okay.
And there are moments whenever I'm here by myself, I don't think that Rita has had as much as I have, but before I actually have her transition in, where it's a little bit overwhelming in just moments, because people are getting used to the transition.
Mhm.
We are utilizing Premier Recreation more now for key fobs, which is a lot of what people are looking for, if you
Sure.
will. So I'm seeing a lot less traffic now.
Sure.
And then also, given that because of the holidays and
Mhm.
maybe now that people are getting kind of acclimated to our days that we're here.
Mhm.
I'm usually here from 7 to 3, and so I'm able to really be available for our pickleballers that normally kind of take over the Tomlinson area, which they need attention, and so I'm glad to do that for them early in the morning. During meetings, it's, I have to close the door and make sure I put a sign on the door to let them know that I'm in meetings, and they're still knocking, so I do have that occasionally.
Sure. What would be, the turnaround time, like if I walk up to the door and I see I see that sign, how long do you think it would be before I could get a meeting?
We normally will do an hour for the meetings, any meetings, if we're doing a PR, you know, we do them pretty quickly, so, you know, if it's only 30 minutes, we'll have them come back in about 30, but whenever we're running, restricted covenants and PR, that's an hour.
Sure.
So we usually have them come back in about an hour, but normally, like I said, it's not much longer than that.
Okay.
The other thing is that a lot of people would come in just to do like field reservations and such, so that is gonna be online here at the rest of the year. So there's not a need for them to come in and pay or to even register for
That is-
meal reservations.
Yeah, that,
How are we doing the appointment only? Like, where are they assigning for an like signing up for an appointment?
I haven't had actually anybody come in for by appointment only. I've still been able to manage people even though it is by appointment only. Clearly whenever I'm here and I don't have anybody on the phone, I immediately assist them. It's always good to provide that good customer service. It
Sure.
just gives us that opportunity to create an appointment if we are in a meeting, so that way they have an opportunity to come back in a time frame that's available to them.
Could we put like some language on the website that says, we're, happy to meet if you have any questions, you wanna come in person? And they could even, send you a note on the website, cause we haven't really communicated it broadly. That is
Well, and
why.
I'm just thinking software wise, like, I want them to be able to click something and immediately know, okay, I have an appointment in an hour or an
Yep.
appointment in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Like, what do we have? Do we have an idea of
So we
how?
don't yet, we are
Okay.
in conversion with the website, that is
Okay.
something that we could definitely add, as well as bringing in your reports. So that would probably allow for us to be
Yeah.
able to utilize it
really
from that perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we do have info, which is what's on the door right now. So
Okay.
anybody that's emailing or actually even calling me on the phone asking me for an appointment, that's how I usually talk to them and I let them know my schedule.
Okay.
I think,
Nothing official.
of course. Did you wanna?
But we finish your exam.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I think I could be comfortable with the trial if, like Amanda's saying, we have, here's how to get an appointment, and there are a lot fewer reasons you have to come into the Walker House now, bordering on no reasons, almost no reasons you have to come into the Walker House now if you didn't want to. So as long as it's clear, so if you want pool keys, or if you want, the Brevo, or if you want, court reservations or something, just so it's super, I know you can't communicate with someone who doesn't wanna be communicated with, but as long as we're doing everything we can,
Sure.
continue to do
We
everything.
can't over communicate.
Right, so yeah, as long as that's all very clear.
I do think 6 is a little bit long, I'd like to kind of come back here visit maybe in March,
Sure.
just because I think that through the holidays, into the spring, right, because you'll be ramping up. I think
Yeah.
March would be a good time to come back and visit, because that will be, people ramping up for like spring season for pools and tags, and we can evaluate where it's going.
Yeah.
I guess one thing I would suggest when we communicate is that, that we make sure people are aware that, the hours y'all are here, right? Kind of, we're here these hours and come in by appointment, and then that way people know, so it's the only thing we take from that, but that'd be my suggestion, move back in March.
I think that's a great suggestion, and I think, like you said, we just need to communicate this and make it really clear, because I think the view was like the Walker House wasn't open anymore. Like, nobody was gonna be here unless you made an appointment, and that's not true. We have 2 bodies here 4 days a week, so.
And we're still answering phones on Fridays.
Yeah.
So just because the office isn't open,
Sure.
we're still in communication with residents.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
And then they can get pool tags on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday? Okay, and that
And-
works for the courts too,
Yes.
so they still have
And
access.
clearly whenever we're here as well, but if
Okay.
there's a time whenever they're looking for a gap in the evening, we'll
Okay.
provide that.
They're able to get that.
I also, I think I hear this, but to reiterate Amanda's point about QR codes, like, I'm just trying to picture myself, I'm expecting, because I didn't read the newsletter, right, so I'm expecting someone to be here, and I get there, I think I could walk away happy if I still take care of whatever it is, cause there's a QR code, I'm like, okay, now I have an appointment, or now I know where to get my pool keys. So I still went to the Walker House and accomplished what I needed to, even though not maybe in the way I expected to.
Yeah.
So I think that
That's
would
me, that
take all
makes
the sting out of it.
Yeah.
If there is any sting.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, the second part was the ad hoc subcommittee. We just felt like there was a gap, that there are things that sometimes do need attention and direction from Sean and, a subcommittee. So, do I have a motion to approve an ad hoc? I guess I'd call it administrative, but I don't know if you guys have another word for it.
I'll motion for
Okay,
discussion.
sure.
Yeah, second.
What would be the duties of this, like, so clearly, general manager, you said,
Mhm.
so GM, just it might help us think of a name if we think
Yeah.
of the duties.
Yeah, Lisa.
What else would you think is in that bucket, or is that it?
Lisa, do you have any idea?
I don't really have an idea, but just to kind of give you an example, with Crossroads, if there's anything that I'm gonna be doing outside of my normal working hours, I am required to provide an email, either from the entire board as an approval or from this admin ad hoc committee, that allows for me to be able to work on items outside of my regular normal hours. Given that we have already vetted all of our board members and we only have one available for Cocoa Christmas, I would need an approval in order to be able to work Cocoa Christmas and have to provide that to Crossroads in order for them to cover those types of hours. So anytime anything comes up, specifically, like I said, whenever you've got Germano bulk trash or Christmas trees or anything like that, I need to be able to go to either a committee or it would have to entirely wait until I come back to the entire full board to get that approval for Crossroads to approve for me to work those hours.
And I would like to add, like, I know this summer when we had the AC issues, she came to amenities because it was the building, but that would also fall under this admin role.
Right.
Whoever's doing that ad hoc, it would give someone to go to that could approve.
So kind of urgent
Yes.
issues.
Yeah, you know, some of this is lessons learned from our previous admin. I'll just say it straight out,
Sure.
you know, with hours being, you know, used on Saturdays that wasn't approved by anyone. And so I think Crossroads kind of looked at it and said, okay, we need to go through these approval processes and make sure the board, you know, understands. So.
Can I ask why maybe finance audit might not, since there's a cost associated with these hours, right? And maybe other issues, at least on that one, maybe, I'm not trying to voice work on it all, but more of a, it's ultimately y'all would need to sign off, right? Other committees would need to make sure there's money in the budget with y'all for depending upon the amount of hours you're asking Lisa to work.
Cause it's actually true, are any of these issues not tied to money? I guess except the,
Yeah, the first one, which was
Yeah.
the by appointment.
Yeah,
There's just things that pop up from time to time, but yeah, I
Sure.
guess we could say if there's a financial part of it, then it should go to finance.
Well,
I just wouldn't want any of us to end up approving something that y'all don't have in the budget.
right,
Yeah,
that makes sense, and actually, if we take out considering a new committee for a minute, I realize that most stuff gets stuck with amenities because it's a piece of physical property, and you two are the most engaged in that way, so it naturally falls there, but if you're gonna pick a committee that makes more sense, it would be finance, even though, yes, the general manager hours thing doesn't necessarily have a financial component, but that seems to me a better fit.
okay, yeah, we don't have to have an
It's not, yeah, it's not a bad, I had just brought it up because this really fell under professional services and I was like, I feel funny, like that we're dealing with a lot of it and I didn't wanna step on toes, so if it
Yeah.
falls under another thing that's better, I just.
Well, and commercial is good handle, but I just worry a little about, it seems like, well, for the parts that aren't money, it's fine. I just worry about us approving stuff
Right.
without making sure that it's actually covered in the budget. And we're like,
Yeah.
yes, that sounds great, we'd love to have Lisa here, and then
well,
we
truth
should
be
check
told,
like, you know.
we all know the budget, we all have access to the
True,
budget,
true,
so, yeah, but good,
Well, we did get a more detailed.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
good.
maybe I could propose that we try, maybe it's under the finance committee
Yeah.
for a couple months, and if that's a really terrible idea for
Yeah.
some reason, then
Yeah,
work
I would
that
just say
way.
that, just response time, you know,
Yeah.
needs to be, and unfortunately, the two of us usually, you know, work from home, that kind of stuff, which we can do too, but, yeah, but I
Response
think
time's
that's a good fit, and, let's try that.
And let's look back if it is an issue, because I'm not trying to voice work on it all, if it turns out a lot of the stuff is not money, then we need to find somewhere else.
Yeah, she just needs to sign off on it.
yeah. Can I ask a related question, Sean?
Sure.
So I've been wondering about this for a while, actually, so if, let's say something comes up on one subcommittee, and we work through it, and after a while, we discover it's really in the wrong committee, is there a way to move that over without trampling all over open meetings? Like how, I guess rather the question is, how would we do it?
You're contemplating like being tried, you kind of finalize what you think was your issue prior to the next board meeting and moving it from one subcommittee to another prior to the next board meeting?
So like, this was a perfect example of this falls under PR, but then we dealt with a lot of the contract with Crossroads stuff not happening. And so the emails were coming to us, but it should have really been in a different subcommittee, but I couldn't go tell them
Yeah,
that it
professional
needed to go to
services.
them.
I think what we just did is probably the model.
So bring it to the
Okay,
next board meeting.
Work discuss how to
and
use
then
that.
transition from there.
But we don't create a water quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
A
thank
little
you.
bit slower and safer.
yeah, absolutely, okay, so for now, it'll go under finance, and, did you have hours that you needed approved now, or you can just talk to him tomorrow, I guess? Yeah, she said.
And maybe we should, you'll put a placeholder for March, we'll come up with hours of the office to talk about, is this still the right committee?
That's a good idea.
I don't wanna leave y'all hanging on
You know, March will be great, because we can just also do a whole review on how
Yes.
everything's going, how you're
Yeah.
feeling, and, yeah.
Right, and that's right when things start to kind of tick up,
Yeah.
with spring.
If it gets really bad, you'll hear about it.
Alright, so we passed my 41 minutes. But okay, but we're still doing great, guys. Okay, thank you, everyone. So we're not gonna vote on, well, do we need to vote on that?
We motion, we might as well.
Okay, all in
Wait,
favor?
sorry.
Hang on, the motion was different for the
Somebody's
admin.
frowned, what's the frown code?
Oh, you know, we did make a
The
motion.
motion was for an
That was to
admin.
appoint an ad hoc, but I.
That's what we're,
just.
oh,
Well,
that's
we're
what,
just moving it to you guys.
so it wasn't my motion, whose motion was it?
Yes, it
It
was.
was yours, I think I seconded.
I abandoned my motion or whatever.
Withdraw your motion.
Withdraw.
Alright, great. Legal update.
I don't have anything particular for you.
What?
This is good news, right?
Yeah, exactly. Code of conduct, miscellaneous board subcommittee directives. I don't think we have anything, do we? Well, I guess that was one, just that you guys are kicking it out of
The
there.
future December meeting is.
December meeting
Right.
is December 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, hold on.
Yeah.
Second.
We are gonna try to keep that short. For some personal reasons.
Okay, I've got that down to 10, so.
But yeah, so please do our RSVP.
So when do we, just for finance, when do they need to have their invoices in? Because I know Tyler had an issue tonight with the invoice not getting in early enough.
So it has to be genuinely by 8 AM on the 30th. I think, no, I'm sorry, on the 29th, at 8 AM.
You know, 2 weeks back.
I did talk to Sean, I think our packet was just delayed a little bit, we have somebody new working on it, and, I didn't know the supplemental can come out, but Sean's got that taken care of, so your packet will be there on time, so. Okay, do you have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Favor?
Aye.
4-0. Alright, thanks guys, that was a great meeting. Although,